Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you all are having a great week so far. We're halfway through it. Maybe you're off today. Maybe it's your last day of work or school before Thanksgiving on tomorrow, Thursday. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you don't even work or do anything. So enjoy your holiday, or if you don't even have any plans, just enjoy some time to yourself and really just relax and have a good time. Welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. It's appreciated as always. I'm thankful for you guys, especially this time of the year, the holiday season. Time to be thankful, time to be appreciative. You guys mean the world to me. Let's dive right into the Phillies talk today. Now, in last video on yesterday, I was talking about the Texas Rangers and how they non-tendered outfielder Adolis Garcia, how he could be an option for the Phillies here. Obviously, they are looking for outfield help. They're looking for a corner outfielder, maybe a guy that can be plugged in as a DH. Adolis Garcia checks all those boxes. He's got power. He's got some speed. He's a former Gold Glover. He's a right-handed power bat, which the Phillies are looking for. So he might have just fell perfectly into their lap by the Rangers, making him a free agent by non-tendering his contract. But another player that could be of interest to the Phillies is that the Rangers also non-tendered their contract back on Friday, I believe it was as well. Jonah Heim. He is a catcher, or was a catcher for the Rangers. Maybe he's back if they re-sign him. Who knows? But Jonah Heim is a catcher. He was non-tendered. He is a free agent now as well. There's really not many catching options available in free agency, really, other than JT Realmuto. He's the best option, really the consensus best option. He's even older now. He's going to be 35 to start this season, so who knows? He's obviously declining in production as well as the years go on here, Realmuto, and it's hard to expect him to really be playing at a high level anymore in his career, but he's still a very good option for any team, especially the Phillies here the next year or two. He's likely to sign a 2-year contract and then probably wrap up his career. But Jonah Heim is an interesting option for the Phillies. Likely a cheaper option, obviously, than JT Realmuto should be here. If JT Realmuto is not brought back by the Phillies, could be a cheaper option here for Jonah Heim. And then he would most likely split time with Rafael Marchand as the Phillies backstops. Jonah Heim does have experience as playing a significant amount each season, but not really a guy you want there behind the plate every single day. So Rafael Marchand kind of will probably get some playing time if they were to sign a guy like Jonah Heim. Now, speaking of Jonah Heim, pretty solid catcher overall. Nothing crazy. Obviously, probably JT Realmuto is better than him, even still at this point of his career, 4 or 5 years older than Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim is 30 years old. He's a switch-hitting catcher, actually, so he can hit from both sides of the plate, righty or lefty. So that's kind of a plus there. Now, he's a big guy. He makes JT Realmuto look like a little kid, and JT Realmuto is a big guy himself. Jonah Heim is 6'4", 220 pounds. He is a former All-Star, a former Gold Glover, both in the 2023 season, which just happened to be the year that the Texas Rangers won the World Series. And Jonah Heim, like Adolis Garcia, how I mentioned in the last video, was a key piece to that Rangers World Series team, that World Series run in 2023. Now, he is just a career 225 hitter, Jonah Heim, but he does have some power. Nothing crazy power-wise, but he's got some pop in his bat. He can kind of get close to that 20 home run mark, but usually around 15 or so, give or take. But still, a little bit of power, a little bit of pop, which you like to see at the major league level, obviously. Career high 18 home runs back in 2023. Again, probably his best season in the major leagues. So never quite hit that 20 home run mark, but he's got a little bit of potential there, and maybe playing in a ballpark like Citizens Bank Park, a very hitter-friendly ballpark, you could see those power numbers maybe elevate for a guy like Jonah Heim, especially as well playing with a lineup that features Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Alec Bohm, potentially if he's still here, not traded, Kyle Schwarber. I couldn't figure out his name for whatever. Kyle Schwarber, if he's brought back as well, so could benefit from a little bit of better guys around him in the lineup. Jonah Heim, though, not a great year for him in 2025. Now, catchers aren't really known to be a great offensive position. Some guys obviously are better than others, but usually the catching position, they're not great offensively. Jonah Heim batted just .213 in 2025 with the Rangers with a .271 on-base percentage, a .332 slugging percentage, a .602 OPS, 14 doubles, 11 home runs, 43 RBIs in 124 games in 2025 with the Rangers. He used to be an above-average defensive catcher. However, he has significantly declined defensively as of late over the past couple of years. So there is some concern there with his defense, which is why I'm kind of saying he's not a guy that you really want to be catching. Like JT Realmuto can go out there and catch almost every single day for you behind the plate. Jonah Heim's not really a guy at this point of his career that you really won't be doing that, which is why I was saying he would probably split time with Rafael Marchand. Not a full probably platoon situation, but Jonah Heim would probably get more opportunities than Marchand. Who knows though? Marchand, he's young. I've talked about him in a couple videos ago as well. I like Marchand. I think it could potentially be a plus starter in this league if he's finally given that opportunity. He's still a younger guy, but really not going to be getting that full starting job if they are to bring in a guy like Jonah Heim or re-sign JT Realmuto, obviously. But that's an option for the Phillies that could also have fallen right into their lap. Jonah Heim's probably a better option than some of these free agents that are available right now other than JT Realmuto. Obviously, you can trade for a guy like Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. I made a video about that before. You can check it out on the channel here. And a couple other young guys like Harry Ford of the Seattle Mariners, Edgar Caro of the Chicago White Sox. I made videos about them recently as well. But free agency-wise, not many options, and Jonah Heim might be the next best option after JT Realmuto if he is not brought back by the Philadelphia Phillies. Speaking of non-tender, there were a lot of players non-tendered at that deadline last week. I believe it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of players that could be of interest of the Phillies, like Adolis Garcia, like Jonah Heim, and like Mark Leiter Jr., a couple other relievers as well, also are on the open market now that were non-tendered. That could be of interest for the Phillies that are obviously looking for bullpen help. Looked a lot better at the end of the season after getting Joan Duran from the Minnesota Twins, but we all know that bullpen was very shaky and very, very, very bad for most of that 2025 season. So it doesn't hurt to bring in some new guys, some new faces that have had some prior success. Now, Mark Leiter Jr., he would be kind of a reunion with the Phillies. He was non-tendered by the Yankees back on Friday, I believe, as well, making him a free agent now. He is the nephew of former All-Star pitcher Al Leiter, and he's the son of former pitcher Mark Leiter. Mark Leiter, his father, pitched for the Phillies. If you remember, if you were old enough, I wasn't, so I don't remember him actually playing, but he pitched for the Phillies back in 1997 and 1998. He's also, Mark Leiter Jr., the cousin of Texas Rangers starting pitcher Jack Leiter. So baseball family, a lot of professional and major league experience between himself, his cousin, his nephew, or his uncle, his dad, all that. He is older now. He is 34 years old, but he is a right-handed pitcher. The Phillies actually drafted Mark Leiter Jr. back in the 22nd round of the 2013 MLB draft, which is why I say it would be kind of a reunion for Mark Leiter Jr. and the Phillies. He had a 4.96 ERA in 27 appearances with the Phillies in 2017. He had a 5.40 ERA in 12 appearances in 2018 before the Phillies DFA'd him, designated him for assignment, and then he was later claimed after that by the Toronto Blue Jays that September of 2018. So a very short stint with the Phillies for his major league career before bouncing around the league. After that, however, after a few tough years to start his career, he was very solid for the Chicago Cubs in the 2022 and 2023 season. In fact, the 2023 season was probably his best season of his entire major league career with the Cubs, just a few years ago now, not too long ago. So maybe as he got older, he started to figure things out. He had a 3.50 ERA with 4 saves, 77 strikeouts, and 64 and a third innings in 2023 with the Chicago Cubs. Now, he moved on to the Yankees in 2024, and last year in 2025, obviously this past year, he hadn't really had that same success he had with the Cubs in 2023 and 2022. Kind of struggled with the Yankees. He had a 4.84 ERA in 59 appearances, I believe, this past year in 2025. Now, he is a veteran right-handed pitching option out of the bullpen. He can and has been used and has been successfully used in late inning, high leverage situations before. So that's a plus as well. He's not kind of just a guy that you're just going to throw out there when you're getting killed in the 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th inning or killing another team. You're just trying to eat up some innings. He does have experience in those high leverage situations. Again, not really that great in 2024 and 2025, but had some prior success in 2022 and 2023, especially 2023 with the Cubs. He's mostly a sinker ball, split, and curveball pitcher. He won't overpower you with velocity, but he has had success again. So that is an option for the Phillies now if they're looking for the bullpen, because the Phillies are kind of weird. A lot of teams are always looking for left-handed pitchers, left-handed bullpen relievers. The Phillies kind of have a good threesome of them right now, and they could really use another guy, reliable guy, veteran guy, maybe as a right-handed reliever coming out of the bullpen. They have a bunch of guys, but not really proven or experienced guys, or guys that you really want to throw out there in high leverage situations, other than a few guys, which obviously we all know. Jonah Duran is a righty. He is the closer. That's his role. He's around for the next couple of years after that trade with the Twins during last season at the trade deadline. And then Orion Kirkring, I know he made that play to end the Phillies season. Tough play, but he is young. He has a lot of potential. He's been very good for the Phillies overall. He's a right-handed pitcher as well. Those are their top two right-handed relievers out of the bullpen, Duran and Kirkring, but you could definitely use another guy. And I mentioned the lefties. They have Jose Alvarado. They have Matt Strahm. They have Tanner Banks. All very good left-handed relievers, which again is very weird to say. A lot of teams are always looking for those lefties, those southpaws, but the Phillies have three. They're pretty much set in that category. They do have other right-handed reliever options, as I said. Some guys like Max Lazar and all those kind of guys, but again, not guys that you're too comfortable and too confident to throw out there in these high leverage situations, or guys that have had a ton of success or a lot of experience at the major league level. So nothing really to be excited about outside of Duran and Kirkring. So is right-handed reliever, right-handed pitching a priority for the Phillies this offseason? I believe so. I believe you add a guy. I mentioned a video a little while ago. You can go check it out about them signing former reliever of the year, Devin Williams, who had a great success with the Milwaukee Brewers. Actually was with the Yankees this past year. Not really great, struggled, solid, kind of settled in at times, but a very up and down year for Devin Williams. But I mentioned the Phillies could definitely use another good option righty out of the bullpen. And I believe Mark Leiter Jr. maybe didn't have a great year, a great past 2 years, but he's had some prior success. He's a veteran. He's had experience, and it can't hurt to sign. He probably won't be too expensive. Probably get him at a reasonable price at this point in his career. So that is an option for the Phillies. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Hennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. It's fun offseason, as we all know. We're getting so close to these winter meetings. All these top free agents are going to start signing with new teams or their prior teams. We might see some big trades, so stay tuned with us. I'm going to break down all these rumors that are floating around, as I have been doing all offseason long. The breaking news, and some analysis if they are to sign or trade for somebody high profile. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. Make sure you guys are commenting, because I love going back and forth with you guys, hearing what you guys have to say, and we can have a nice conversation or debate. I love debating as well. That's what sports is all about. Again, hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving tomorrow. Maybe you guys have a great Wednesday, some plans tonight as well. I know I do. I'm going to have a fun time, if you know what I mean. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, go Phils.